Back, Republicans in Illinois are fed up with Democrats in Chicago, saying the values of the Windy City do not reflect the values of the rest of the state.
All right, but is a bill to separate Chicago from the rest of the state of Illinois a good idea, or is this going too far? Fox News political analyst Gianno Caldwell is a Chicago native and joins us with his thoughts this morning. Hey, Gianno, things like this, you see them pop up from time to time. They never seem to ever happen. What do you make of this one?
Well, yeah, I do see that this one likely won't happen. For this particular resolution, there's about 8 Republican co-sponsors. This was referred to the Rules Committee, which is the beginning of the legislative process in the state of Illinois. But you know what? I do share the frustrations of Representative Brad Halbrook. As the former Republican Party African-American Outreach Director in DuPage County, which by tradition has been the most conservative county, for every dollar that goes to our state capital in Springfield, 31 cents in resources are sent back, versus in Cook County, which comprises Chicago, 40% of the state's population, they receive 90 cents on the dollar in terms of resources sent back.
So, Gianno, if this isn't the answer, what is?
You know, I think in 2015 we demonstrated what the proper answer was. We got a guy who ran for governor. His name was Bruce Rauner. He won, and he fought against the establishment. And I thought that was the proper response. He's no longer governor. Democrats are now back in control, and they fully control both chambers as well as the governor's mansion. If we really want to change the dynamics of the state of Illinois, we have to put together a coalition of individuals who agree with our traditions and policies as conservatives, and that makes the most sense to me. We can't just put out resolutions that we know we won't pass as a protest. We have to do the actual work on the ground and make real systemic change in the state of Illinois.
Yeah, Gianno, here's a quote from the bill that the Republicans are trying to push forward here. The majority of residents in downstate Illinois disagree with City of Chicago residents on key issues like gun ownership, abortion, immigration, and other policy issues. The dissension between downstate Illinois and the City of Chicago spans the nearly 200-year history of the state. You see this a lot in blue states, where you've got, the big city is the, very, very liberal, and then the rest of the state not so much. Yeah. How does this stranglehold happen? How do Democrats as a party have such a stranglehold on these major American cities?
You know, it's interesting, especially considering what you just read. It's not even just downstate Illinois. It's Will County. It's DuPage County. We're talking about very conservative areas. How do they do it? Because in Illinois specifically, the Speaker of the House is also the chairman of the Illinois Democratic Party. So they've really utilized the influence of the state resources and put together an army of patronage to really take over the state's political influence. And I think that's pretty problematic. We got the Speaker of the House, who's the longest serving speaker for almost over 40 years, really over 40 years. Wow. This is a problem, and we see this across the country in these particular areas where you have these large cities like Detroit, which takes over the political power of the entire state. That's pretty problematic, but I think for those conservatives, we need to put together a coalition that's going to defeat Democrats based on our values and the values that many people share throughout these particular states.
But do you see that coalition happening anytime soon?
Well, I mean, no. But that's the problem, though. I think when President Trump won in 2016, I thought that more people thought that there was a chance to do greater work. And I do see that, but we have to capitulate to the message, I think the national message. And President Trump has given us a really good platform by the lowest unemployment rate that we've seen in many, many years, a booming economy. So when it comes to that, we have a good national platform. We got to see those in these state levels to capitulate to that message.
Yeah, interesting story. Okay.
Gianno, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
18 minutes after the hour, she was